What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. A very exciting one for you guys. We have more Clash Cup action. We have Croatian Army versus Jynx squad, a 5 versus 5 war, and you are going to see each and every one of the attacks. So without further ado, let's dive into the first one. We are in for the first attack. It is Croatian Army who are going to be attacking, and it looks like we are coming in with the Hog Riders, starting out with a Pecker up to the north of the base. I'm pretty sure he wanted that to drive up and around, but instead it comes down over. It's not the end of the world. It creates the funnel, allowing his heroes to get in, but it could have got a little bit extra value there because the heroes were about to take out them buildings anyway. Everything forces its way into the base. Very cheap funnel down to the west of the base there with that baby dragon. Grand Warden's ability used on the bowlers over the town hall, and everything now comes forward. The cable is not fixed. There we go. I've got it taped up, but for some reason, it doesn't want to be fixed. Massive issues. Hopefully we make it through it. Huge kill squad right the way into the middle of the base. Hog Riders coming around from the top all of the way around, and what an incredible push that was. The bowlers have got all of the way through the base, and he's still got a huge amount of Hog Riders. A second heal spell goes in over the bomb tower and wizard tower, and with a third and final heal for the Tesla farm and wizard tower here. Oh, he's misplaced it. That could be disastrous. Definitely wanted it over this Tesla farm and wizard tower. Hog Riders taking huge damage. Might still get away with it. I think he might be fortunate here. Still got a minute and a half. Susie Gaming hosting with 58 viewers. Thank you so much for the support. Is going to get away with this one despite swagging the heal spell. Such an epic push initially allowed him to get into the central area, take down the key defenses and the key threats, allowing the Hogs to just come right across the top. Starting out here with a 3-star attack for Croatian Army. Start as you mean to go on. How many more 3-stars will we see? You're going to see every attack here, but Croatian Army putting the pressure on first thing here with a 3-star. Boom, coming in from Jynx squad. You seen him last night tearing it up on stream. Can he do the same again here? Queen Charge Lalo is going to be the attack used. A bowler very nicely able to bounce 2 buildings, create the funnel there, and the king is going to create the funnel down to the south of the base here. 1 test wall breaker was already in. Here comes the rest alongside that freeze spell, and what tremendous value he gets there from that freeze, allowing his queen to get straight in towards the multi. Has that balloon just coming forward. Natural that there could be bombs within this area, and he sets 2 of them off with the balloon. Beautiful stuff there. The wall breakers sneak in, didn't quite open up that compartment, tries to bring in another one to help out. Why would they target that wall? There's nothing in there. I don't understand it. Wall breakers go for buildings, and there was nothing in there, so I don't know what that wall breaker was doing. Doesn't necessarily cause that big of an issue here. He's got access to the Eagle artillery, everything he would have wanted access for, just pretty much bringing them wall breakers in for fun at the end of it. Where is the queen going to be drawn? If she comes down to this Tesla, she might not move back over towards the Eagle. She might go through a wall here. She does. Definitely not what was needed. Queen is going to secure the town hall, but no doubt he wanted the queen up into this area towards the air defense and the Eagles, so he's going to have to come in heavily to that side. Could still work here with the queen moving over to the town hall. He's not going to have to deal with it. He's got pretty good pathing here. What is going to be the outcome? Let's find out, guys, as the balloons swarm that multi-inferno. They've got to get to the Eagle pretty quick here. They should get it next. Air Sweeper will push them back, redirect them to the Eagle. Still looking good, but he's lost a lot of balloons over to the west there, trying to get into that multi. Still got a a lot of them. No more spells left. A wizard tower sitting pretty there in that central area. Lots of balloons come around here. The queen still has the ability, and the healers decides to pop it early on. Might get fortunate with that one balloon onto the wizard tower. Is it going to get it? Not quite, and the balloons are going down fast, but I think, what do you guys think? I think he's got it. We're going to start out this war with 2 3-star attacks. Neither clan wants to go down without a fight here. And what an epic war you guys are in for. You will see every single one of them. 10 attacks, you will see all of them. And we're starting out with 2 3-stars. One with the Hog Riders from Croatian Army. Right back in there with the Queen Charge Lalo from Jynx Squad. Battling out of Gods of War. Wow, you're in for an epic one. And we have Red John coming in for Croatian Army, wanting to keep the perfect streak and come right back at this with another 3-star, and the miners is his choice. I've actually 3-starred a base incredibly similar to this. Pretty much the same base. I did a queen charge into this bottom area, took the town hall, the queen came around and into the center, and I minered straight the way up and around, but definitely not what Red John is doing here, using the P.E.K.K.A. early on to create the funnel up top. If he gets the cannon here, that is all of the funnel he wanted. Didn't quite get it there. That could be an issue for the queen. She shouldn't go that way, but you never know. She's already started, puts a miner in, but he's lost her already. She's going to go to the archer tower. Bad news there for Red John. The P.E.K.K.A. not getting the cannon down has pretty much sealed the deal here. He's lost that jump spell. He's losing healers fast. He's got to recover this with a 1-attack format. You've got to get the 2 stars, and that will be his entire focus right now. It's going to be pretty hard to get the 3, but stranger things have happened. As the slammer opens up the wall compartment, that ends up being pretty nice. Has to freeze the multi early on. As the healers were getting in range, they were already taking damage from the air defense. Balloons taking out the defenses. Again, not a good thing. He needs to create the funnel here to get the queen into the base. Hurry up and get something there. Not happening. Maybe he could have used the king. That would have directed the queen in. Surely that's where he wanted the queen to go, to get the eagle, the enemy queen. I would have thought so, guys, but I guess he wants to use the king to create the funnel over to the town hall for the miners and just focus on the 2-star. Go for that safe 2-star. Waiting at the moment. Let the queen get as much percentage as possible. I guess he's got an ice golem and a wizard. He could have potentially took out like a couple of buildings here, and I think that would have been enough to funnel the miners to the town hall. I honestly think he could have probably still directed the queen in. In comes the ice golem. Could have used the wizard and a couple of miners on that side and pushed the rest of them in, but if the 2-star is what you're going for, you've got to secure it. The eagle will do a lot of damage to the miners, but there's no way he's not getting the 2-star now, so he's rescued it, keeps his team in the war, essentially. Cannot fail and get a 1-star. Otherwise, the 3-star would have been erased. So there goes the town hall. Still plenty of miners. It's just a question as to how far they get through here. Pops the king's ability to try and keep them going through that area. Might as well use them alongside each other. The miners do start to split here and come out towards the king. He's going to get close to 70%. So given that the queen went the wrong way and it wasn't the best of start, it is going to be a nice recovery. And it looks like it is going to be, I don't know, 71% potentially. 72, something around that area. Red John will be happy with that one. Definite recovery. What would you guys have changed about that? But let's see if they can get a defense and hold ahead at the moment. Vale is in. If we can get into the replay. Base number 2. Wow, we've seen a whole combination of troops here today, haven't we? 2 E-Drags, and he's going for the Yolo Throne attack, sending a couple of E-Drags in alongside the clone and the slammer to a section of the base, take it down, create pathing for his lava loon. Ice Golem does a beautiful job there, just tanking for the queen that little bit longer, and he's going to be able to directly target the multi-inferno. Notice how the sweepers as well point in opposite directions, so he should be able to get into to that multi relatively early. There's that coconut loon, just checking for any black bombs, and another one for the E-Drag. In they come. Needs to get the 2 builder huts down relatively quickly here before he can move forward, and they go down in a flash to then clone everything. Should get pretty good value here. Will get stalled up on the baby dragon, but as the stone slammer pops, he's going to be able to get so much extra value. Is the clone spell going to be used? There it is. Gets the balloons. He's got 2 electro dragons which will take down the queen. Doesn't matter when you do the Yolo attack which ones you clone, really, and he's got such amazing value from this. Nearly 50%. Gets the next expo and the sweeper. Have you ever seen value quite like that? Because I'll be honest with you, I haven't. This base is pretty wrecked. As long as there's no major differences here, no major flaws in the attack, he should be good here. Quickly gets in to get that multi, swarms the town hall. Grand Warden's ability will be pressed, which should guide them up towards the wizard tower as well. Then he has 2 haste spells, one for the multi and one for the next wizard tower. Has to use it early as the balloons are caught within the tornado trap. Takes that next wizard tower down. Coming forward towards the second wizard tower. He is going down on loons here, but with that next lava hound, it should help to provide some tankage for his loons coming through. As long as they get the multi here, he should be good, and it's not quite gonna happen, guys. Not gonna get the multi, but can the Grand Warden help to finish this one off? I can't quite believe that this is as close as it is. The air defense is going to pick off the Grand Warden, and I've got to be honest, I am very shocked that that turned south so quickly. I know he invested a lot of troops to that Yolotron part, but I really thought he had the value. I guess 2 multi-infernos was just a little bit too much alongside them wizard towers. Definitely got unfortunate with the tornado trap as well. Had to use that haste spell early in order to power the balloons through that, and then didn't have the 2 haste for the back end. However, beats the percentage that Croatian army got, and with 1 3-star each and then the 2 stars, this 93% attack moves Jynx squad into the lead. Croatian army straight back in. What have we got? Hog Riders. Now he does have the power potion in use here. 3 heal spells, 2 rage for that initial push. He's got the wall wrecker, 2 peckers, E-Drag to create the funnel, also a jump spell. So we will no doubt be coming into the town hall and using the jump to get to the area where we have the eagle, can then get access to the queen and the CC as well. Tries to use an E-Drag down in that area. Tesla's pop and will do a huge amount of damage to the E-Drag. It is going to chain, but it does activate the Giga Tesla as well. Sets up the funnel, but not quite perfectly because this Tesla remains active. Decides to use the king on the outside to create the funnel, do a little bit of a king swap as well. Should be good here to get the troops in. There's enough buildings in front of the town hall in order to pull the troops in, so we shouldn't have to worry about that Tesla on the outside. King has created a nice funnel at the top, already got the enemy king out of the way. That would have obviously been a distraction. A P.E.K.K.A does walk around and it's going to go down quick. Gets the Tesla, which I guess creates the funnel, but I'd have rather seen the P.E.K.K.A come straight in because it essentially got fried over on that left hand side. We are through though. The town hall goes down. Valkyries in the clan castle. I think he got the jump spell in just that tiny little bit late. Could have used it to get the Valkyries in a little bit quicker, and look at them go as they shred through the enemy queen. They get through to the eagle, didn't quite get it. The queen gets caught up on the CC troops and is going to be pulled across to the left, finally jumps across and is finally going to get that eagle. Only just, I wasn't quite sure that the queen was going to get it. If the queen gets this wizard tower, it's definitely a bonus. Just about gets it with that final hit before she gets taken out on top of the wall. That is pretty funny. Hog Riders coming around though, but they've got a lot to get through here, especially with skeleton traps on top of them. 2 wizard towers, a multi, and plenty of point defense means he's going to have to just use the heal early in order to try and maximize on percentage. Obviously had planned to use it over the top of the multi, but when it comes down to it, you've got to then just maximize on percentage, and it is only going to be approximately 60%. I feel like he invested a lot into that kill squad and didn't quite get far enough through in order to make it worthwhile. Didn't then have too many hogs, and it's going to finish up here with around about, I don't know, 66% by the time he gets around, because he will let the troops go through and just clear whatever buildings he can. This wizard will go on an epic mission, and let's find out whether there is a spring trap which will fly. Where is it going? It's going through the base. Dude, walk around. There's so many buildings over there. Free percentage. Not great. I mean, if only he deployed the wizard over on that side instead of down to the bottom, he would have got a better percentage. But 63% means that Gods of War, Jynx squad are definitely in the driving seat here. They have the percentage. They just have to secure another 2-star. And as long as they beat 63%, they push that percentage even higher. But can they get a 3 to really put Creation Army backs against the wall? We are in for Jynx squad. It's hard to say Jynx squad when Gods of War is the name of the clan, but I'll try my best, guys. It looks like we have a lava loon, has the blimp alongside the clone. Now, you can either use the electron to set up pathing for the lava loon, or if you don't need it for pathing, you can actually merge it in, and it works incredibly well if you can do it at the same time as your Lalo. So it looks like he is going to be doing it initially as he uses the heroes, the king and the queen, to strip out a couple of buildings here, and he's going to open up access to the multi. Has the blimp, but I think he might swap to the slammer here. He might swap to the slammer since he has direct access to the multi. One balloon comes in. Is it going to the blimp or is it going to be the slammer? I would probably go with the slammer. He goes with the blimp. Doesn't quite want to directly access the multi. Decides to get that little bit further in between the Clan Castle and the Eagle Artillery. Lots of CC troops and air skellies is going to hold him up and mean that he gets virtually 0 value. So that is where, as a defender, you can actually trick your opponent. You can make something look like it is very good for the Electron and then have a lot of small troops around that area in order to bait them in, if you will, and definitely didn't get the value he wanted there. So he's got to push everything forward here. Gets a good spread on the balloons because, again, at this point, he just wants to surround that town hall, ensure that the 2 stars is secured. Still going to be better on percentage than that previous attack. Grand Warden's ability will be used in a second here. There it is to help the balloons through, and this is still going to end up being a high percentage, if not a 3. Didn't get the queen down. She is continuing to batter the loons, but just look at how many he has coming through here. Has the heal spell as well. The warden is now going to be the target of the queen. Warden goes down. Balloons continue to come through. I think he's just going to fall short here, but I might be wrong. The queen continuing to smash them balloons down to the ground. Expo onto them as well alongside the archer tower. Are they going to sneak it, guys, or is it going to be too much? As the balloons continue to fall, the queen gets the final one down, and considering that he didn't get too much value from the Electron, I'm pretty sure he wanted more than that. He's got to be happy with the percentage that he's got here. Not quite going to get too much more. It is going to only be 93% if he's lucky and gets this gold storage, and that will be the end of it. Queen might go down here and might even give him an extra little bit of percent, but it's not going to happen. 93 it is. Still keeps them in the lead with plenty of time for things to change. The next attack is in, and this one is going to be crucial. FH of Croatian Army. We've seen him 3-star before in previous ones. Can he get it done when it really matters? Remember, the Clash Cup is different to any league. It's actually total stars across the group stage, across the wars. So it doesn't matter how many you've necessarily won or lost, it's all based on stars, so they will be wanting to maximize percentage, and these 2 clans are at the top of the division, so it's really to see if they can secure their shot moving forward to the next stage. The king able to take out this area with a wizard, in with the ice golem just to help out, because there's got to be traps in this area as well. Try and bait him into the town hall. There's the skelly traps already starting to pop. Has a couple of them which are going to stall his troops. The tornado trap is activated, but the queen very nicely just stands that little bit back. She's not going to be drawn into it. King's ability is popped right after that giant bomb was set off, so it is going to mean his barbarians continue to charge forward here. A poison spell used fairly early onto the baby dragon, but with the lava hound in the CC, that is going to pop and distract the queen before he ever gets to the town hall. Very nicely able to lure them with an archer, since the queen was already invincible. I'm not sure if he meant to do that when the queen was invincible and try and let her then come back alive, hit the town hall, but unfortunately it was just that little bit too slow and he wasn't able to get the town hall. Still going to be able to get it, guys. There's no way he's missing it. Just has to sacrifice some loons here to get onto it, and down it will now go. Oh, it's close. Should get it. There it goes. Means he doesn't have to deal with that Giga Bomb, but he's lost a haste and he's lost lots of loons there as well. Surrounding the top area has that E-Drag with the clone spell, but obviously nowhere near the queen or the center of the base where he wanted. The E-Drag decides to split off to the left when in fact he wanted the E-Drag onto the clan castle or the eagle, the high HP buildings, to try and chain through them. Still going to be able to clear this top side and ensure the percentage is gained, but this is not what Croatian army needed. Remember, both clans already have a 3-star, but Croatian army are starting to fall behind on percentage, so they have to pick this up, but ultimately a 3-star is what they want. A heal spell is just misplaced there, to be honest. It actually missed a lot of the loons. He is able to get the multi and the wizard tower, which allows him to clear these extra few buildings, and with the lava pups at the top, it's going to be approximately 74%-ish, and not the worst attack in the world in terms of percentage, but still keeps them behind that of Jynx squad. Let's see, is it 75%? Was that an incredible guess? It's going to be 74 because of time, but there you go. Jynx squad definitely still in the driving. Jynx squad straight back in, and can they put the nail in the coffin? Can they get the 3-star here and really put this war pretty much to bed? If they get the 3-star here, they're 1-star in the lead and they're well up on percentage. It is going to be the queen charge into Hog Riders, setting up that funnel nice and quickly on either side. Successfully done. Needs to press the king down that other side. Going to get the cannon. Wall wrecker not going to get too much further. Could be nice to get through one more layer of wall, but the queen is going to get enough value here. Honestly, if that wrecker got one more layer, I think that would have been an epic queen charge, because she is going to eventually have to steer off or go through the wall in order to get to the eagle, the queen, and the town hall. Lava pup goes down alongside the ice golem there, which nicely freezes everything, just gives the queen that little bit more time to get through this. I like the couple of loons sneaking into that side, taking off that archer tower, reducing the fire onto the queen, but more importantly continuing to bring her forward. Remember, for the town hall, we've got to be close to the 51% before Hog Riders will activate it. Queen comes forward now, and she is going to get into that area. I should really look at the army composition before going on a tangent, because a jump spell was there. That's all he needed. So the town hall is going to go down. He is going to get the queen and the eagle, the exact value that he needed, and now in comes the Hog Riders as the queen presses the ability. The unfortunate thing here is that she now has nothing in order to protect her, and with 2 expos and the Grand Warden, she's going to take a lot of damage. Gets the expo down. If she can get the Grand Warden here before the skellies get to her, which she does, she might be in luck and get through the expo, which she does. Hog Riders take it down. This is looking promising, especially because she took down the bomb tower. Still has a heal spell, but there's lots of damage. Has to use the Grand Warden's ability to get through these first splash damages. Then the heal will be used over on the Tesla farm once the Hog Riders get there. There it goes. He's got some healers to help out as well. This is looking good. Can he get to that gold storage in the middle of the base is the question. The minion is used to the left hand side, which could have flown over the top and helped him out. As long as he's got enough Hog Riders, which it looks like it, he should be good to jump the walls here and take down all of these buildings in time. Jojo going to get the 3 stars for Jynx squad and put them well in the lead here. Ahead on percentage, ahead on stars. Croatian army only with 1 attack. I'm not sure they can even catch up at this point, because if they 3-star and get 100%, they're probably still behind on percentage. They will be hoping that Jynx squad then fail their final attack before we get into the last 2. Let's quickly have a look. They are in the lead and 16%, so they have to get a 3-star and they have to hold Jynx squad to a 1-star in order to win this war. Croatian army straight back in here. Pero needs to get a 3-star in order to keep their hopes alive at winning this war. But remember, for the Clash Cup, it is overall stars, and Croatian army already up near the top of the division, so they might still get through to the playoffs. Starts with troops all around the base. Might as well get some free snipes whilst he's at it. Help to create the funnel for the miners, which will no doubt be coming straight in towards that town hall compartment. Charging the queen straight in towards this multi. The eagle will be able to get 3 wizard towers and the queen as well. And then there's not a huge amount of damage where the miners will have to come through into the town hall area. If he can get the queen to do this, she is going to be under a lot of damage here, but he's got 3 rage spells in order to try and deal with it. There goes the first one. She's got to go into the base here, and she does. Wants to try and save onto this Billy as best as possible. If he has to use the queen's ability early on, it's not going to be helpful, but he does have access right the way through here, luring the clan castle troops. Fortunately, the queen is standing back from the other expos, and as long as she takes out the lava hound away from them 2 expos at the back, she should be okay here. She is going to pop the hound. She's only got 1 expo on her. There's the support minion in the army composition, but it doesn't come in. Obviously wants it for cleanup. Now it comes in. Definitely too late there, not even needed, and it is just going to get fried. Another rage spell. Did he need that first one? Probably did with the expo and the lava hound, but the final rage is used. Still has the ability, but she is going to get the eagle, and then with the ability should get pretty good value here. King pushing up that far side. The miners now into the town hall as assumed. Has to get these air skellies down to try and keep the healers alive, as he does. Queen spots a gap in the wall and walks around. That's going to be nice to try and take down these buildings and help push the miners onto the defenses, because they would get caught on the high HP buildings in that of the clan castle. This is looking good if you ask me. The queen's ability is used. She's going to get through the expos here. 2 heal spells and the Grand Warden's ability left for the miners. It's more a case that pathing is a little bit of an issue. I would probably start to get archers in at the top here as well, just to try and force the miners across, but he should be okay. The queen does go down, but he's still got the Warden's ability. Opts for the heal first. I would have probably gone the other way, given that the Grand Warden was being targeted, but in the midst of the attack, Pero probably couldn't see that and wanted to use the Warden's ability for the back end of the base, and that could be what means this attack doesn't pay off. Let's find out. It is going to be a time fail either way, unfortunately, but a fantastic job. Just a little bit too much from the queen charge. Didn't quite get them miners in quick enough, so it is going to mean that Jynx squad get the victory here. 88%, and I think he would have had enough firepower to get through. Jynx squad can now take their time, but what can they do on the final attack? Knowledge coming in for the final attack for Jynx squad. Hog Riders it is. Can they get another 3-star and really put this war to bed? They've already won, but can they put the cherry on top? Using the P.E.K.K.A to create the funnel down to the bottom. Easily going to do that. King is coming into the base here. Might have to wait so that the healers don't get stuck on the king. Uses them onto the queen. King goes forward here. Should stay onto the queen. King does a nice job, I guess, helping to take down the multi. The wall wrecker activates the town hall, does get to it though. Ice Golem comes out first, which is good, but actually the P.E.K.K.A is the one taking the damage there, I believe. No, it was the Ice Golem. It just looked like it was the P.E.K.K.A taking the damage, and that P.E.K.K.A with the Ice Golem gets the town hall. What a beautiful CC combination. It is my favorite combination, but it worked out incredibly well in that instance. The queen now able to take that jump spell, loses a healer, healer to the black bomb. Now puts the balloons in. I think the black bomb essentially prompted knowledge that he hadn't put the balloons in. So he's lost one healer, manages to protect a second. I'm not sure that they would have gone in range of that black bomb as the queen continues to charge forward, but he loses another healer, able to take down the enemy queen, gets that central expo, which will help the pathing of the hog riders. She's going to get a couple of more things here. The wizard tower goes down. The healers just within range of that rage spell means that she can power through the wall here and hopefully get this expo and then potentially even reach the multi-inferno. She gets the expo and she's going to be relatively safe there. Hog riders continue to come around, but the queen is really what could make this attack. If she can keep the healers on her, the heal spell onto the hog riders, they surround the multi. It goes down thanks to the queen. She goes down, and does he now have enough? He's got a lot of hog riders, no more heal spells. Spring traps start to fling them off. Skeleton traps all around the base. I think he's got this. 3 more Teslas and they will go down quick, and then it's just a couple of extra defenses. But the hog riders with the healers and the warden able to swarm this Jynx squad, tearing it up with a third 3-star to really put themselves at the top of the list. They were already in the top spot, and this is going to mean that they will move through to the next stages of the Clash Cup. Brilliant display to wrap things up here. They are going to very successfully bring themselves confidence to move to the next stage, and there you go, the final attack of the war. It's not quite finished in terms of battle day, but there is the result. 97.2% with only 1 attack each. That is very impressive, my friends. Gods of War, aka Jynx Squad, getting the victory. GG2 Croatian Army as well. That is going to wrap it up for this one, guys. If you want to see the war against Crunch Time that we had in the EWU, I will link it here for you guys, but that is going to wrap it up. Until next time, peace